This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with another installment in My Favorite Things, this time featuring the Magic 8 Ball. The Magic 8 Ball is a weird little device that looks like an 8 ball, and you flip it upside down and it has an answer that mysteriously appears out of the water. This is something that was a really popular item in my childhood. Many boomers will remember it. I never owned one. I would go to a toy store after school and hang out in the aisles, and it was packaged in a little box that allowed the bottom of it to be visible, and you'd flip it over and ask it questions for as long as you could get away with. Apparently it was actually invented in the 1940s by a man whose mother reputedly was a medium who worked with talking boards. And so he was coming up with a mechanized alternative to that. I finally owned one. I finally bought one as an adult when my friend Rex told me that the only explanation for the answers he was getting from the IT department of the bank where he worked was that they were consulting a Magic 8 Ball. So I went to World Toy, this legendary strange toy store in Houston, and bought one for him. Meanwhile, he had bought one himself. So I had one, he had one. Each of us asked the other whether our Magic 8 Ball was smarter than the other, and each 8 Ball said yes, of course it was. So I kept one on my law office desk for the whole time I was still practicing law in Houston. And at one point when a client refused to make a really hard decision and wanted me to be the one to take the responsibility for it, I just said, ask the 8 Ball, and handed it, and he immediately made the right decision. A decision, but the right decision. Anyway, the magic of the Magic 8 Ball. I no longer own a traditional Magic 8 Ball. I have only strange ones, which fits. The one I lifted earlier is a talking Magic 8 Ball. You ask it a question. Let's see, I'll just say, oh, will my YouTube channel hit 2,000 viewers, 2,000 subscribers by mid-2021? And let's see what it says. Now, it's like there's a genie inside this. It said definitely, and to me, it sounds like he's constipated, which actually adds to the humor of the situation. I have another one that is simply this really weird eye. I can't tell you where I got this, which is the case with many of mine. And this one has now hit the point where it's extremely difficult to actually read what the answer is under it. But since it's this cool eye, I keep it on a shelf with my divination devices. And then, strangest of all, Dogbert. Remember him from the comic strip Dilbert? So there's with Dogbert, and everything it said was very sassy and actually pretty insulting. Oh, okay, I can almost read what Dogbert says. It's very hard. You're stupid, I think is what it just said. It's really hard to read this one. It's gotten all bubbly and strange, and it's difficult to get the multi-sided die inside of it to actually land so that there's a single surface. So there we have it. The Magic 8 Ball. I'll leave it with, Will the people who watched this get a wish come true?